Grab your clubs and settle in, because it's time for Club Pro Chatter. Join your Minnesota PGA pros, Greg, Scott, and Jack, as they swing into the world of golf and beyond. Get ready for candid conversations, insider tips, and a whole lot of laughs. Let's tee off.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Club Pro Chatter. Greg Snow, along with my co-host, Jack Worrell. MIA again, Scott McDonald. And Jack, I'm glad you could make some time for us today as you're logging some miles heading to Delwood. How's everything going, buddy?
Oh, things are great. We're what we call silly season, September. Lots of golf, lots of scrambles. Obviously, coming off the CRMC championship, we're rested and a little bit less stressed. So yeah, things are great.
Is that true? I mean, it seems like your life isn't slowing down a whole lot. I would think you'd be more stressed with trying to juggle all this stuff and be a dad.
A different stress, Greg, obviously with that. But Gavin Watch will get going here. But I love this time of year. It's my favorite time of year to be playing some golf, and the weather's changing, a little bit of fishing coming up and that kind of thing. So
I don't even think you handed the axe to the champion before you had Snapchatted silly season. Did those happen 1 minute apart?
No. That was a long time after. So don't think that at all.
It's all good stuff. All right. Well, today on our Club Pro Chatter, we are fortunate enough to have a special guest, and he's special to us, Jack, because champion Jesse Nelson. Jesse, welcome to our podcast.
Thanks, G. Long-time listener.
You have been faithful with that. We appreciate you guys and Haugen and Johnson and all the wives all keeping track of us and going on. And now you finally get a chance. Jesse, I'll start off with, we've known you a long time. We actually played golf. Walt Parsons still talks about you, and when he played with you back when you were a college kid, and we'll get into that, where you went to college and the whole thing. But Jesse, tell all our listeners a little bit about yourself and your background in golf and where it all started for you.
Yeah, I grew up in the Lakes area. Started working at Deacon's when I was 16, playing golf, but mostly baseball. And then started playing with you guys in the area, and then got talked into this golf pro position. After playing 2 years at Bemidji, I became an assistant at Deacon's and moved over to the Pines with Jack. And that was 15 years ago now. So been doing that and learned the game, from all you guys in this area, the rules down to a few swing changes. So yeah.
Jack, I can't see you, so you're just going to have to jump in here with your questions, buddy.
Sounds good. Well, obviously, I know Jesse very well. First off, Jess, so excited, so happy for you. It's kind of funny. Obviously we know each other. We play with each other all the time, play some golf, and it's, I don't think it's been your best year up to this point. Maybe you disagree, maybe you don't, but do you just come out of nowhere a little bit? Once you stop I realize you're still playing hard, but you stop kind of concentrating on trying to win, and all of a sudden you win. You know what I mean? And is it that kind of feeling, or is it, did something, happen just prior to the championship where you started playing a little bit better?
Yeah, no, you're pretty much right, Jack. Even, just playing Tuesdays with everyone is pretty much it. I think I've got 7 or 8 other events in. I was not playing great, more focused on the kids and work. And then my wife has a new business too. So that was probably part of it, going in with, the expectation you could compete, but not beating yourself up if you didn't, you know what I mean?
So yeah, obviously, your bad is Greg and I's really good. So it's not like you're playing really bad, but I played with you yesterday, and I don't know if I've ever seen you hit the ball as well as you did yesterday. So I can tell something clicked, and your game is looking really good. We better hurry and get you in some events for the next month or so. Yeah. Keep her going.
No, between rounds 1 and 2 on the range, Adam and I went up there, and I would very rarely hit balls, but I was like, I gotta go figure this driver out. So I switched back to my new driver, and Adam kind of helped me with alignment because I hit it
This is where you should put a company plug in there, Jess.
everywhere, everywhere. So yeah, back with the Callaway Elite Triple Max or Triple Diamond Max, Jack. So, but no, I was aiming about 20 yards right of my target or where I thought I was, and we fixed that and started hitting the ball a lot better, especially off the tee. So
Awesome.
trying to stick
All right,
with
Jess,
that.
you got a little history up there. Bemidji, tell us how you chose that as a school to go to and your college golf experience before we dive into your round here for the Minnesota section.
Josh Dale, buddy of mine, was going there to play golf. I was like, oh, I'll go up there and try to play with you. And that's kind of what happened. I went up and walked on there, played for 2 years, had a good time, and then got into the golf business straight from there. So, not, short season up there for college, but it was a lot of fun. And then
Jess, lowest round at Bemidji and your lowest competitive round at Bemidji, not counting section championship. Maybe they're the same.
I think 66. I think that was day 2 of the home invite. Maybe.
So back in 2016, Jess, Jack and I, we were so pumped for this, for the Bemidji program. I mean, I drove all the way up, picked up Jack. We drove up. We went, played practice rounds up there. That was the last time the section championship was held there. You were not a Class A at the time. When it was announced, did you get some butterflies and some, yes, I get to go back to it's been at the Pines since you've been a section or a Class A, and I think it's even been at the Preserve.
It was at the Preserve. I wasn't the Pines year. But yeah.
But did this give you kind of like, I got a chance here?
Yeah, to go back up and play there for sure. I hadn't been up there since Jack and I had a 4-ball match up there in like 2015. I think I hadn't been up there to play. You remember that one, Jack? We might have lost him.
Did we lose Jack?
Old Jess, but yeah, I do remember a little bit for sure. I remember being up there with Greg and taking a picture of the lake in the background.
Yeah. But no, yeah, I was like a little edge, I thought I knew the course better than I did. It seemed like it had changed a little bit, but good mow there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Talk about the course a little bit, Jets. It looked like, to be honest, I thought the scores would be a little lower than they were. Was it not cold weather? I obviously didn't go. I wanted there, but I couldn't go. Tell us a little bit more about the course and how it played.
I thought it played good. The greens were firm, but receptive, very, very fast and very true. Like that's the best I'd seen them since playing there. And Bemidji can always have a little bit of wind too. They got those tornadoes in June, I think it was, right? And took some trees out.
Yep.
I didn't notice it. Bill Israelson said I wouldn't. But the big thing was on 18, the trees were the tree line that you kind of had to draw it around, or you could even hook it a little, were over like, I don't know, 15, 20 yards. So that was more of a straight ball off the tee rather than a draw, even because you could end up in that water or if you really hooked at the parking lot there. So no, the course was awesome. It was really good. They had new bunkers too since I'd been up there. So
all right, round 1, Jess.
It's always obviously a huge.
Go ahead, Jack. I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead. You're good.
All right. So round 1, Jess, you get up there and you. I don't recall. Did you have an early morning tee time? I think you did.
Yeah, I think we were like
wave.
8:30 or 8:20. I was the first.
So you were in the
first. Off the front.
You're in the morning wave. Tell us about that round. A little 2 under there to get you started, and how did you feel like you fared when you walked off? Because knowing that the afternoon rounds, sometimes you walk off and go, oh, they're going to eat this up. Because I played pretty good, so somebody's going to shoot 6, 7 under. Which, well, I'll let you talk about that. Go ahead.
Yeah, like I said earlier, like in the morning round, I hit my driver everywhere, but didn't put it away. But so I kind of scrambled everywhere, then finished. I birdied 16 and 17. in part 18 to get to 2. So I was very happy with it, the way I've been, playing or not playing a ton. And then with the firmness, I knew it would be a little tougher. I think what did Kyle get to, 6 under or 5 under?
Yes, 5
Right?
under 66. Yep.
So, but no, I was really happy just to be in the mix and have a chance for day 2 there.
Let's talk about day 2. Obviously, I know the story. I've heard it from Adam Haugen several times. Talk about coming down the stretch and your thought process or no thought process maybe. But tell us a little bit about it. I thought it was interesting, and I think it was perfect for how you would like to finish and maybe not even know where you stood. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I told one of the Bemidji players was caddying for me, and I told him on the first tee, I was like, I don't want to look at the leaderboard all day. I did that at the preserve with like 3 holes left. And I think I played those holes 2 over. And I was like, I know if you play good, you're going to end up in a good spot, hopefully. Control what you can. So, yeah, coming down the stretch, we played 15 as a par 4. I bogeyed that to go back to even for that round, or round 2, and then birdied 16, parred 17, and then 18 was playing really tough. And I just hit iron off the tee, hit a 5-iron in there, and it ran up close to the pin, made the putt. And Adam looked at me, he was down there. He's like, Jesse, do you know where you're at? And I was like, what? I said, no. I said, did I qualify? And he's like, yeah, you're in. I said, oh, all right, And then he said, no, if they don't make eagle here, you win. And I was like, holy cow. So it was pretty cool that Adam was right there and informed me. But yeah, I was kind of shocked. And then walking up the hill, everyone's congratulating me. I was like, it still hadn't set in, But yeah, I think it's just better for me not to watch a leaderboard. Maybe that's why I'm so bad at the digital scoring. Correct.
You are terrible about that, but I understand. And I've always said that the best players have a concentration level that others don't. And you're one of those, Jess. You have that concentration level of, let me get into my zone. Rumor has it was a chippy 5-iron that you had stuck. And Chris Sauer, my owner boss, says to me, he goes, it was an unbelievable golf shot. And you're sitting here telling Jack and I right now that you had no idea that was what that putt meant?
No. No. But, if you make it, good things happen, right?
Tell us about the putt.
What was it? Back left pin. Everything kind of goes towards the lake there. And me and Logan, who was caddying for me, I was like, what do you got it doing? And I was like, just give me left or right. He's like, yeah, it might be going right. I go, I don't know. It's going to run out left. So it was like a right edge putt. And I made a good stroke on it. I've been putting well. So I don't know, 6 feet, maybe 7 feet. 8.
Did you bury it in the middle or did it lip in one way or the other?
I think it was right in there. I don't think it was I think it was fairly center cut. You know what I mean? I don't really remember. I was happy it was in, Greg.
We know that you've been known to black out a little bit and just kind of just like, what happened? What are we talking? And maybe it was one of those moments, Jess.
I think it kind of toppled in the right center.
Awesome.
Jesse, obviously, how many times have you qualified now?
This is my 3rd time.
Okay, and how did you do on the other 2? And tell us a little bit about, obviously, it's going to be a fun one. What a venue to go to. I mean, that's an absolute bonus that you're a winner going there as well. So, I mean, tell us a little bit about your past experiences and obviously the upcoming one.
Well, my first time I qualified was 2019. And then, COVID happened. They canceled the national tournament. And then the next time was at Stone Ridge, I think in 2021. Went down to Barton Creek and played down there. I think I missed the 3-day cut by 1. But it was awesome. That tournament, once you get there, it's just one you want to get back to. So they put on such a good show. It took a little while to settle in from the playing standpoint. But Adam caddied for me down there, and he'll come to Bandon with me too. So we'll have a little history there. But no, it was cool. I'd never been in that big of a stage. And I mean, I was even nervous in the practice rounds with the flight scope camera, the shot tracer behind you. I was like, oh, it's not even on. And I feel a little different, So, but I'm excited to have some experience and go to Bandon. I was looking at online, then the layout, just that type of golf I really like. So,
Yes, rumor has it that you guys have developed quite the relationship with some of the hierarchy of Bandon. They've been out to the Pines, and are you and Haugen going to be making a little special trip? Because we're not going to do the NCO to Bandon, just so you're aware.
Okay, I'd heard that was maybe the case, but just wanted to get it from the commissioner there.
Yeah,
we were talking about going out there. I don't know if we will.
Really?
Yeah, I got into the Vegas Calcutta. So
you got hoodwinked into that?
Man, yeah, that'll be good.
Listen to Jack back there. Did he pull you into this?
No, I don't even know if Jack didn't have much to do. Well, maybe he did behind the scenes. I don't know, but
Jack is an unofficial sponsor / spokesman of that tournament.
I try to get as many people there as possible, and I do it for Fred Boos. He told me to keep that thing going when he died. So we need Jesse in there. We need Greg back even. We need Greg back.
Come on, G.
G's going to the Vegas Pro-Am, not the ABCD Scramble.
I am going to the Vegas Pro-Am as well.
I heard this rumor that the Northern contingent is going to have great representation down there this year. I'm so excited for that. But I want to talk about Bandon Dunes. So you've done some research. Do you know which courses they're playing? Has it all been mapped out, Jess?
Yeah,
I mean, what's happening?
They sent an email out last week. It's going to be Bandon Dunes and Pacific Dunes. I think Bandon will end up being the 2-day course, the weekend course, or after the cut.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at Pacific. It looks really cool. We have them in the simulator too, so we'll be ripping in there quite a bit this winter. But it looks fairly open, link style, which I like. So a few members have talked about it, but no, we'll go see them. I think we have 3 days of practice rounds prior to the tournament, so just kind of scope them out. Sure. And then combine that with the simulator and go play.
Final question, Jack. Get it to him.
I'm curious because I've never been able to get there. Greg and I have been somewhat close for a couple years. What is it like when you're there in terms of how good are these guys? I mean, I see the scores. I know what it takes to make it to the PGA Championship. But just tell us a little bit about how good these guys are, the best players in each state. And did you get to play with anyone that, was playing well and you obviously knew they're going to make it?
I mean, everyone there hits the ball really well, right?
Sure.
I played with 2 guys. One was from, I don't even remember now. This is testing my memory, but I think they both made the cut. Hit the ball very well. I'm always looking at that like, can I keep up with these guys or whatever? But no, they're the best. I mean, you see the scores. I didn't play any practice rounds with anybody out of our section. All our practice rounds were with guys from there. But this time, Adam's got a good buddy. I can't remember his name. He always calls him Hopper, but he's played in Arizona quite a bit. Or out of Arizona quite a bit, and then the Waste Management Open a few times. So I think we're going to try to play with him a little bit and just kind of see. But no, it's a good field. It's a good test. 312, right?
312.
So then I think down to 90 and then 70. So coming off the winter, just going to go in excited to play golf. And right after the NCO, right? Hopefully.
We're going to have some prep for you. Vegas, NCO, and then National Championship.
Well, Jesse, there is no doubt that you can hang with those guys. And obviously you got a lot of fans pulling for you. And just remember, you're the Minnesota winner. So go in there like if you're the champ and go win the dang thing, would you? So we could
Well,
have an NCO champion as playing in the PGA Championship. That'd be something.
I'll go giver for sure. Thank you. I'm excited. I know we got 8 months, but me and Adam even talking about going to North Park and working out in the winter. So
Let's
things are
not
really
get
happening.
too crazy. All right, Jess.
But
Thanks very much, buddy. Good chatting with you, and congratulations again. Super proud of you, man. And I know that's a major accomplishment, and you're always going to be a section champion. And maybe we looked at it. I think George Shortridge might have been at Cuyuna when he won, but other than that, you're the first Brainerd guy, man.
we'll get a few more up there. We got to get Jack back playing in it.
Next year, I'm
Huh?
in.
You're in?
Really?
It's looking likely.
Do we know where
All
it is
right.
next year?
Things might move. All right, Jess.
Okay.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, boys, thank you. Have a
Have
good
a great
one.
day.
We'll see you.
Pretty cool, Jack, that one of our boys won that championship. And I guess if there's, of course, I would have guessed the Preserve, but he was really new into it when it was at the Preserve. Getting some reps in these section championships and then going to win it at his maybe second or third home golf course, his college golf course, is kind of a cool story. So good for Jesse in those regards.
Obviously, I almost feel like I won, Greg. You know what I mean? When he said he won, it felt like a win for everybody. So yeah, it was awesome to see, and he's always been close. I'm telling you, he hit the ball so well yesterday. I've never seen him hit the ball like that. I think they got every single greenie on us, but they were awesome.
Oh no! And in the game we play in that's death. Doesn't matter how good you shoot.
We survived, but it was we were fairly helpless. Let's put it that way. That's how well he was playing.
Yeah, if you don't ever get one other greenie, that's a bad day.
No doubt.
All right, let's move. We got two other topics real quick, Jack, to hit before we let you focus on your golf tournament today, and that is a little bit of wrap up of the PGA Tour of Americas. I'm sure that the weight off your shoulder, you stopped yelling at your wife and kids, and you can kind of breathe a little bit when you get done with those. So give us a little wrap up on how everything went and maybe one funny story that you got from the tournament.
Well, first of all, I got to see my wife and kids now finally.
Well, there you go.
Down to. But yeah, the tournament itself, obviously we did as much prep work as possible. We changed up the course. We had some different venues where people could watch golf, and you had it all set up, and you're sitting there on, Tuesday, Wednesday saying, geez, is anyone going to show up? And they did. And we had 5,000 more spectators this year than the year prior. So 14,000 total spectators for the week. Which is huge for us. It was the first time where I sat back and just kind of watched people walking around and where they sat and where they were enjoying golf. And it felt like as close as we could get to a PGA Tour event at Craigens so far. And it created a great atmosphere. And there was clearly like a buzz, watching some golf. We had a venue up on hole 1. It was hole 1, hole 9, and hole 8 all in one little area. We had a pop-up bar up there that kind of obviously lured some people in, but it was an awesome venue to watch these guys hit a 108-yard par 3 shot down the hill and a chance to make it, obviously. So great little venue there. And then as they kind of moved through the front 9, you'd go to number 10. We had our tee on the deck that we kind of talked about. It was an absolute hit. Everyone loved watching some golf right there. It felt like you were, you could reach out and touch those guys. You could hear the sound of the club coming off the building. And even I saw, a lot of them taking Instagram photos or videos and Snapchatting or whatever it is. And so the players enjoyed it. The tour staff enjoyed it. We played 3 days back there on that tee box. We did play Saturday, Sunday. So we got our leaders there. Some good action. We knew they were going to light it up, and they did. A lot of birdies, a lot of eagles. The hole 5 is basically played as a par 4. I mean, I don't think they had 51 eagles in one day, 156 players. So they lit that up. So you're coming into the last day, and we had a Minneapolis guy in the hunt. He was leading the entire tournament, Derek Hitchner. So we had a lot of people pulling for him, a lot of people coming from the cities to watch him, his family, his friends. And then Michael Brennan was chasing him. Michael Brennan won the week prior. And everyone kind of in the field told me that he was the most polished player on the tour at the time. So they think he has a ton of potential. So they're chasing and they're coming down number 9, and all of a sudden things have gotten a lot tighter. Hitchner was up 4 to start the day. Now he's only up 1. He's coming to the 10th tee on Sunday. And what happens is there's no one on the front 9, so there's no one to watch. So now everyone is now on the 10th tee gathered behind him. I mean, it was the first time I've ever seen. It was like 3 or 4 deep on the tee box around these guys trying to see this shot. And obviously trying to, the funny part was we're sitting there trying to keep everybody quiet enough, which is not easy. But the atmosphere was awesome. I mean, I had chills just watching it because it was so cool. They hit some great tee balls too. They just absolutely piped them down the middle. A lot of oohs and ahs from the crowd and some clapping. And then we move on and kind of watch the back 9. Then coming down the stretch on 18, we knew there was a scenario that they would tie. Now Brennan's in the lead over the back 9, and now Hitchner has to make about a 5-footer for birdie to tie him. He makes it. We go to a playoff. Never had a playoff before, so that was a new experience for me. The radio started buzzing from the tour on all these things we had to get accomplished with walking scores and honorary people to walk with the group, and obviously trying to keep the crowd still gathered around 18. There was a really big crowd there, which was awesome. But yeah, now the playoff schedule is 18, then 18 again, which is a par 5, and then they would go to 10. So we could have got 10T into the playoff schedule, which got me pretty excited. I wanted a tie. But the nerves kicked in. Brennan hits a tree off 18 tee box, which is not easy to do. Terrible tee ball. Hitchner hits it perfect right down the middle. So now the Hitchner crowd is buzzing, right? Brennan chips out of there he's now in the rough about 100 yards out. And Hitch basically has to just get it on the green in 2, which is pretty routine for them, about 212 yards. Ends up hitting just a scully iron of some kind right in the water. And the crowd just, obviously the reaction was terrible. Brennan gets up and down. Hitchner doesn't get up and down, and Brennan wins. So, obviously kudos to him, 2 wins in a row. He's the favorite this week as well in Edmonton. And I'll give Hitch a lot of credit. Obviously, he wanted this one. He's from Minnesota, lots of friends and family there. He's doing the post-round interview on the 18th green next to the champion who's holding the trophy and getting claps. So not an easy thing to do. Definitely went up after and just, congratulated him on a great tournament. But he's just a class act. And he said, thanks so much for having me. He had no remorse about it. And I know in his heart he did. But Brennan is a great champion for us. We're super excited about his future. Obviously, anytime they hold that axe, we want to see him make it on tour. And everyone's telling me he has a terrific chance to make it on tour. So they're calling him the next Jake Knapp, which I don't like to do too quickly. But for us, we're excited about it. And it was a great week. Kudos to all our spectators that came, and obviously our volunteers and sponsors they're unbelievable. They're so good. So thanks to everyone that definitely made this thing happen.
Multiple questions, Jack. I'll try to fire them quick. Was Hitchner a sponsor exemption?
He was not. This is his 3rd time competing in the CRMC, so he's been on PGA Tour Americas for a while. He has played well. He has played some Corn Ferry as well. So he's kind of in that limbo where he needs to do something. So this could have been big. 2nd is still big, but nowhere near 1st. You know how this goes. It cuts it in half. But points-wise, it was pretty good for him for sure. He has a great chance to move up to Corn Ferry.
Did you get to see Marshall and Kelly Hoynes?
I didn't. I don't know if they were there or not. I hope they were there. I saw them posting about it. Obviously, I know Hitch and Marshall are really close, and I'm sure he was pulling for him pretty hard. I was just for those guys, too, a little bit.
I'm pretty sure that Marshall was his coach from when he was a 10, 12, 13, 15-year-old kid. We'll have to fact check that down the road, but Marshall has been following this kid's career. Go ahead, sorry.
I think he was too, Greg. I think you're dead on that.
So, there's obviously some more ties there to us as PGA members. Marshall and Kelly. Kelly will be our next president, after Scotty here. And so they were following him. And obviously, you're right, very big contingent. You mentioned last podcast, Jack, that you weren't sure if the tournament setup guys were going to be cool with your tee box. Tell us how that went down.
Yeah, it was, obviously it's my first time dealing with a situation like this, and we lobbied pretty hard. The one thing we really tried to do, and it's our superintendent, we talked about him, Matt McKinnon, he built a perfect tee box. The issues that were brought up right away, so this is on Monday, right? This is when the head rules official's there. The size of it right away, maybe not wide enough to get 2 practice rounds, a pro-am round in, and then 4 days of golf. Obviously, it sits and kind of bakes in the sun right there on that piece of cement. So they're worried about just the condition after 1 round, after 2 rounds, after 3 rounds. So we did all practice rounds on there and the pro-am on purpose to kind of see how it would hold up, and it held up beautifully, thankfully. There was a big debate. I'll be very honest. They played it on Thursday. What I love about Thursday is they're playing off both tees, so you get announced up there, which makes that a lot more special. So we were able to do that on Thursday, and then we kind of went into a little bit of a discussion, we'll call it, on Friday. They wanted to move the tee up to give it a little breather. We didn't win that discussion. Let's put it that way. But to be very honest, we had some other things going on the deck on Friday, ladies' night, and a DJ and a bunch of setup. So it worked out. We were able to set up there without that tee being used. So we didn't get that one day, but the purpose of it for them, they really wanted to make sure that on Saturday and Sunday it was on that back tee, and that assured that to happen. So I was very grateful to have all 3 days. We are going to make it a little bit bigger, a little wider, a little longer, and that we're not going to do it unless we get the guarantee, by the way, that we're getting all 4 days. But we're going to do that for sure, just to give it a little bit more oomph and a little bit more ability to kind of handle all 156 players. It's a lot of tee-balls going off there.
You said that Hitchner and Brendan both hit straight drives. What did they have left in on that hole from way up there? Because we stood up there. I sent a Snapchat. Me and Carissa were up there standing on the box. Sorry, we didn't help the scenario. But I got thinking that it would be no less than 240 for me home if I hit a good one. What were these guys having in?
So, Greg, we did a long drive contest on Tuesday off of there for the Brainerd Chamber. And first guy gets up, rips at 345. Next guy gets up, hits at 325. The guy prior, we did a little test run, Levi and I. So Levi's my guy out there. He's zapping me back with the rangefinder. We did a test run on the guy who was practice rounding, 385. He was past the tree from there. And so they're almost getting the green. It was downwind, but it was crazy. The final day was into the wind. I saw the ball land for the first time, so I think we are closer to that 150 post than normal. So I'd say about 150 or less these guys had in. It like I said, it doesn't matter. I could put them on the roof back there, and they're still going to hit a little flip wedge in. That's just how it goes. They're that good.
You just can't make these courses long enough anymore for these guys.
No, I like, we've talked about this many times. It doesn't need to be longer. It needs to be tighter, and the rough needs to be higher to hurt them or weather. And everyone was worried about it. Guess what? Exact same score as every other tournament we've had there, 26 under. It's always been around 26 under. There is a little stress, I think, that keeps them away from 30 because they're trying to make sure they get home and, not – it's obviously a little stressful round the last round. So yeah, we had a 9 under par. I think that's right. We had a new course record. Yeah, 10 under par, 61. So pretty awesome. Every time these guys come, we set a new record. So we keep playing new courses. Every time I got to keep getting these frame pictures of these course records. So it's kind of fun.
Rumor had it that on hole number 8, you were playing the tee at the 620 pole or mark, and they still were putting it on that green in 2. Is this true, Jack?
Amazingly, with irons, Greg. You've played the hole. It's straight uphill for us. Then it's a really difficult second shot. They're hitting irons on there. We had to have spotters up by that little creek, a little waterfall we have coming down, because they were hitting it to the green every time. There was no one laying up. So it's well, unless they're in bad position off the tee, but it's hard to do over there. That fairway's gigantic.
So
There's
the bunker wasn't in play either? They're just flying it way over that bunker, huh?
That bunker's gone, so we have no more bunker there. I don't know if you remember that or not, but there's a tree that is right by the ladies' tee box up there, which is about like 330, and that was the only hazard they were getting behind. You know what I mean? It's just a different game, and it's not. I wouldn't say it's all the players, but it's very close that they're all getting there or getting close. So they just have one gear. They know they have to make birdie though too in order to win. 16 under par. Let's talk about Izzy real quick. He shoots 16 under par. How incredibly great was that, right?
I heard he went. Didn't he go birdie, eagle, eagle to make the cut?
No. He was in there no matter what.
I thought somebody told me that he had to have an incredible finish to his round 2 to make the cut.
No, I don't think that was the case.
No, that was Jake Knapp the year he won, right? I'm sorry.
You got it. That was. Izzy was super consistent. I think he played a little safe to make the cut. He wanted to make sure he made it. And then after that, he kind of, he made some good bird. I think he shot maybe 5 or 6 on the last day. So he played well, but it's just, he's tied for 29th with 16 under par. Just think about that. I mean, obviously tremendous for a PGA pro to get in there. He's been playing awesome this year. He was a sponsor's exemption for us. What a great finish, but it didn't mean he gets no points, doesn't move on. And I honestly think he made close to maybe $1,000 total. So it's just that hard. I mean, that's how hard it is for these guys. It's all about status and moving up the ranks so that you can make money on the tour in 3 years. That's what it's about. It has nothing to do with that money or you got to go low. Bottom line, you got to go low. Crazy.
Winner check is 50. Is that correct?
It was 40,500.
Okay.
But the status, Greg, the points,
right?
It's everything. It's everything.
Right. And I know some of that pressure's on you, right, for that purse?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's our financial, burden, I guess, to make it happen. Like I said, we have great sponsorship. Our title sponsor, Cuyuna Regional Medical Center, CRMC. No one knows what it stands for. It's a medical center. They've been with us from the get-go, and they're in for another 2 years after this. And the Northern Pacific Center, Mike Higgins, he believes in this tournament, and he's not going anywhere for another 2 years either. So it's great to have that support and not have the worries that some of these other tournaments have. There's some tournaments that don't have title sponsors this year. I can't imagine the pressure that must be to still pull off a fantastic event. It takes money to make this stuff happen. You got to pay for everything. And we're able to do that because we have great sponsors, and because of that, the tournament's successful. So it's all has to happen in order for it to be really good. And right now we have such great support from them and the community, to be honest. So it's been terrific.
All right, last question about the tournament. Oldest competitor in the field, Jack.
Oh, do I know who it is you're asking? I know who it is.
I'm wondering, here's why. PGA of Americas looks to me like it's a college playground. Is there anybody still out there toiling that's like, I need this status. I still can hit it. I can still play well. Is there any 45-year-olds out there?
No chance. No 45. That'd be me out there. That's not going to happen.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, because
I know who the oldest player is. It's our sponsor's exemption this year, I'm guessing. Kyle Stanley.
Okay.
He played. I did watch him play. There's no doubt he's a little shorter than these dudes, but he is 36, 35, 37, somewhere in there. He's trying to make a comeback. From being a 2-time winner on tour. I made a joke. I said, this guy's won twice on tour. He's won more than any of these other guys that are here. And he's still trying to grind it out. And he didn't play well. He didn't make the cut, which was a bummer. I wanted him to make the cut. I feel for him, right? I want him to make that story happen. But that's hard. These guys are, like you said, it's like when we go to the state open, when you and I get in sometimes, and we're at the driving range with the high school kids, and they're just hitting it. I remember at Bunker Hills, they're hitting it right out the back of the range, and I'm not even hitting the net. And I'm just going, what am I doing out here? But, the truth is, just because they're young doesn't mean they're, not good at golf. I mean, they're, just bombing it. They're very good. They're technically as sound as can be. And the tour has they've done a great job of, creating this minor leagues, this crop of players coming out of college, securing them and then getting them into the tour. Obviously, they're doing it because they want to keep the tour going for years to come and not have Live take over. So I think it's great to see. It really is. It's great to see that next crop just keep coming. Next year, there's going to be another wave of them, and it's going to be phenomenal golf.
All right, Jack, one more topic. We're going to move on, and then I want to get your honest opinion. All the picks are in, both teams. How are you feeling about the American chances? Home soil, they do have the Americans favored, but I want to get your take now after hearing all the picks. Keegan obviously not taking himself. This is many out here who are listeners understand how important this event is to the PGA of America, which is our organization. This is our Super Bowl, maybe even bigger than that, because this financially holds us together. I don't think we have to win in order to keep that mindset going, but the way we got trounced over in Rome, I'm feeling like this is almost a must win. How are you forecasting this Ryder Cup coming up in a couple of weeks?
Well, this is going to sound pretty sad, but I don't even know who's on the team. Can you go through it really quick with me?
You were busy. I don't have them in front of me, but Keegan did not pick himself, and he kind of went road. He picked Cantlay. He picked. I don't have it in front of me, Jack. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. So my thought on your comment is, it always feels like a must win every single time. I doesn't matter if we've won the last three or not. Obviously, home soil, you have to win. I mean, this is a big deal. I don't know that if I had the teams in front, that would help a lot. Greg, let's go. Did you look them up?
Yeah, here we go. Kale's put it in here. Let's see if I can pull that up for you. Okay, Scheffler, Schauffele, Spahn, Henley, English, DeChambeau, and then he picked Justin Thomas was obvious. Colin Morikawa, Ben Griffin, to me were obvious. The three X factors were Cameron Young, Cantlay, and Burns. He left off Harmon. He left off himself, who was in the top 12. I'm not as concerned about our team. I'm more concerned with how good the Europeans are, with Rahm, Hatton, McIntyre, Fleetwood, Rory. I mean, they are strong. Maybe the strongest I've ever seen.
What's fun, like just the names you just mentioned, right, from the European, they already feel like a team, right? They're just so like bonded by the camaraderie that we always talk about, right? We talk about this I guarantee they already have camaraderie. They're already probably have like a text chain going, talking about this and getting fired up. Whereas I feel like the Americans are so independent. And that might not be true. This is just my feeling on it. I think if we can figure out how to get that going, and I actually think Bryson might be the guy that goes and builds the camaraderie because he's fun. He's got some energy. I want someone to, tickle Cantlay and make him laugh a little bit or something. It seems like every single Ryder Cup we talk about this and the bond that the Europeans have, and I just don't know why we don't have that. I know we're trying. I think, you watch all these Netflix shows and you see how they do it, and they're going to have the dinners and the different functions to make that happen. But I think someone has to lead them. Hopefully Keegan's got this in his repertoire. It doesn't seem like he does. But that's just my opinion. I think they're going to play well. But I hate to say it. It feels like the Europeans got an edge. It really does to me. And I don't want to say that at all. Obviously US, I want them to win, but it certainly feels like they have that camaraderie that we're always looking for.
Yeah, I saw a study, not a study, but I saw a guy, he did an expose on how many big boys each team has, major champions and guys that can get it done at even like the Players Championship, big tournaments. And he says the Europeans have 5, Americans have 2. And I also brought this up on my other show in town here, that it seems to me that the Europeans are more apt to play their studs and to sit their scrubs, if you will, whereas the Americans always play everybody. And it's led in the past to where the Americans do very well in the singles, but we don't do well in the team game aspect. So to your point, Jack, that camaraderie and that trust in each other kind of has always worked, where they just make this happen. And then the Americans, when they get individualized, they're really good. I'm all on my own. So I look at the list and I think of Harris English doesn't do anything enthusiastically for me. Morikawa is kind of dry as toast. Patrick Cantlay is drier than toast. I mean, you've got some guys in your Xander doesn't really do the rah thing for me. So you're right. Bryson might have to, and Ben Griffin, he's too young and I think he's too rote and too stiff collared to do anything as well. I got us losing bad, Jack. Maybe by as much as 5 points.
Well, I don't feel bad. I thought that too. So you nailed it on the head. The team game is, the other part of it too, like the fact that they feel the need to play everybody, the Europeans don't, because the Europeans want to do whatever it takes to win. That's what they want.
Yeah.
They want to win. Whereas we feel, I think, this need to, the participation, like we got to get these good players in there. If DeChambeau isn't the best guy for the job that day, sit him on the bench, right? And he'd be the best cheerleader you've ever seen. He'd have that earpiece in, he'd be on a cart going around and all over these guys to get them going. So hopefully they can find something. But I think you're dead on. I think if I was a betting man, I'd say the Europeans win this thing.
All right, well, that's going to do it for our show today, Jack. I want to thank you for joining us. I know this has been difficult. Scotty's on the road again. I think his new job is kicking his butt a little bit, and I love that. Play well today at the old Delwood, and we'll talk to you in episode 8. I believe it's in mid-October. Kels will probably tell us here, but good luck today, buddy.
Sounds good. Thanks a lot. Have a good day.
All right, that's Kaylee and Jack. I'm Greg Snow signing off for Club Pro Chatter Season 8, Episode 7. We hope you all enjoyed, and congratulations to Jesse Nelson. Have a great couple weeks, everybody, and we'll talk to you again soon.